You get the Slack ping on a Tuesday. VP of Engineering wants 15 minutes about your pod's roadmap for next half. You think it's a planning chat. It's not. It's a budget conversation, and you're about to find out you don't actually know what your team costs. 8 engineers, fully loaded, roughly $87,000 a month, over $1 million a year. By the end of this video, you'll have a 3-line framework to answer the question every staff IC and EM is going to get asked in the next perf cycle. What did your pod actually return on that spend? Quick math first, because most engineers underestimate this by half. Take base, add equity refresh annualized, multiply by roughly 1.3 for benefits, payroll tax, laptop, Datadog seat, AWS footprint, office, or remote stipend. A mid-level engineer at a Bay Area scale-up isn't $140,000. They're closer to $220 all in. Your 8-person pod is a Series A round every 12 months. Here's where most pods fail the justification test. You can show output. PRs merged, sprints closed, incidents resolved. That's activity, not return. The VP isn't asking what you did. They're asking what changed because you existed. 3 lines. That's the framework. Revenue protected or unlocked, cost or risk removed, leverage created for other teams. Every quarter, your pod should map to at least 2 of these with a number attached. Not a vibe, a number. Look at how Stripe talks about their reliability work publicly. They don't say we improved the system. They say we cut P99 latency on the payments API by X milliseconds, which correlates to Y basis points of conversion at checkout. That's the move. Latency to dollars, SLO to revenue. The engineering org speaks the business's language without dumbing it down. Same with Shopify's rendering pipeline work. The pitch isn't, we rewrote it in Rust. The pitch is, merchants render storefronts faster during flash sales, and we removed a class of incidents that paged us on Black Friday. Risk removed, revenue protected. 2 of the 3 lines with receipts. So before that VP meeting, sit down with your EM or your staff partner. And this is the part where both tracks converge. And force rank your last 2 quarters of work into those 3 buckets. If you're an EM, you're protecting headcount. If you're the staff IC, you're protecting scope and the interesting problems. Same exercise, same artifact. Anything that doesn't land in a bucket with a number, that's what gets cut when headcount tightens. Not because it's bad work, because it's invisible work. And invisible work is what gets reorged in Q1. This is also, by the way, how Google's perf calibration that actually reads impact at staff and above. The committee isn't reading your self-review for activity. They're looking for the delta you caused. Same lens as the budget conversation. The skill compounds. So here's the homework before your next planning cycle. Take your pod's last 6 months. 3 columns, revenue, risk, leverage. Put a number in each, even if it's a rough one. If you can't, that's the actual problem. And it's fixable in a quarter if you start now. Next video, I'm going to break down how to write the 1-pager that turns that worksheet into a headcount defense. The format Amazon's 6-pagers borrow from, scaled down for a pod. Drop a comment with the hardest bucket to fill for your team. I read those before I script the follow-up.